I think I'm live. So far, everything looks like it's working. So if you're here, let me know that you're here and that you can hear me and you can see me. And despite Mercury's retrograde, I didn't have any complications. So just let me know that you're here. I want to say hi to all of you. Oh, I said your name before without thinking, and I'm like, I'm going to get it tonight. Toddy, right? Toddy? I was doing the dishes and I said your name. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even have to think about it. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Tasha. You know what? The day I get your name right without fucking it up is going to be like, I don't know. We should throw a party or something. But it was so weird. I was doing the dishes and I said your name and I shocked myself. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even have to think about it. So how is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse. Hey, Courtney. Courtney, I hope you got my message. Okay, so ever since the retrograde, last week was like a rough week for me. I just like, I don't know. It was just a rough week for me. It was like one clusterfuck after another, like literally like dominoes. Boom, boom, boom. So, hey, Jean Marie. So, it was a week. And then I don't know if it was the combo of Mercury's retrograde and the eclipse energy coming in, but it was. Hey, Nancy. So I hope you're all doing well. And if you're going through a shitstorm, just hang in there. It is fizzling out. And if you notice, like I said, the first few months up till April was about us focusing on ourselves. And now it's us focusing more on globally. So don't, take everything that you hear with a grain of salt. Hey, Bernadette, I was hysterical laughing. Well, reading your text. I told my daughter, I'm like, I should do a commercial like that with like Bernadette running through the store. Come on. Because I can see you doing that. That was really cute. So I lost my train of thought. That's okay. So I bet you did. So Scorpio moon. Scorpio is water energy. Hey, Lori. Scorpio is very mysterious, secretive, the deeper aspects of ourselves. Astrologically, we have so much. It's like every day there is a new planet doing something. I can't even keep track of it anymore. I gave up. Whether they're aligning, disaligning, in conjunction, like it's just seriously intense energy. So what does this eclipse moon, how is it going to affect us? So the eclipse energy, okay, so this Scorpio moon is in South Node. So North Node is the future, your desires, aspirations, and the South Node is the past. So there is a lot of past emotions coming up, a lot of past traumas. And when I say trauma, I don't necessarily mean it has to be like a serious trauma. Trauma for you. So the deepest aspects of ourselves are showing up, which is probably why last week I went through like a shitstorm. So if you're going through it or you feel it coming on, just hang in there. It just is kind of illuminating what we really need to address, release, come to terms with. I feel like I've been saying releasing for like 30 years now. But that's really what we're doing. We're getting rid of karma. Who we thought we were supposed to be. We're getting rid, hey Rach, we're getting rid of all of that and creating a new. Oh, I'm in Florida too. I know most of us are well, no, I shouldn't say that. I take that back. Shut up, Anne-Marie. A lot of us are in Florida. So what's coming up now is deep, dark. And when I say dark, I don't necessarily mean bad. I mean hidden. And that's usually where our gifts are. That's usually where our purpose is. These are aspects of ourselves, shadow, that we keep hidden because we were conditioned to think they are bad, we should not be thinking or behaving this way, and that's what's coming up now. The good news is we're in I don't give a fuck attitude. So we're all very, I don't want to say short-tempered, but less tolerable to bullshit. Like if something's not resonating, gone. People in our lives who we're just not vibing with, gone. It's like without even thinking about it. And the good news is we don't even feel guilty about it, which is probably the hardest part of saying, no, I don't want to do this. You're a nice person, but you're just not vibing with me. So the energy for the past, since the beginning of the year, has given us that, I don't want to say power because we always have the power, but it's like it gave us permission because everyone's feeling it. Everyone's on edge. We're all feeling the collective energy. We're feeling this tug of war between the illusion and the control and between what we really want. And there's like this, you definitely can feel that there's separation between the two. Less tolerable to lies, deception, like shut up and just do as I say, like that's fizzling out. A lot of people are, I don't want to say fighting back, but like, you know what, this just doesn't make sense, and this isn't what I want, or you know what I'm saying. It's just, you can't even put it into one word, but this is what we're feeling. So, we're also coming into the energy to feel the need to run away. Now, I'm not sure if this is what I was channeling last week because this is what I felt, but through meditation, see, so there's it's just a lot of stuff. And it's not something we need to look for. It's actually present in the moment we recognize it. So it's not like you have to go do some deep inner child healing and dig and hopefully figure it out. It's in the moments. Before I go into the messages like that I was getting, the important message that I got was, what would you tell your youngest self? Like if you could meet your youngest self right now, what would you tell them? What would you say to them? Most likely it would be relax, have fun, don't stress it, you got this, to that effect, right? So whether you talk to angels, you talk to your higher self, you channel specific beings, our higher self, our future self is literally giving us information because it's already been through what we're going through. So now more than ever, because Scorpio is also about trusting your intuition, now more than ever, take a moment to connect with nature because we're in Taurus season, and Taurus is, I think it's in the sun and it's opposite Scorpio. The moon, something with Taurus and Scorpio conjunction, or I can't even remember what it was. Hey, Lynn, don't run away. That's a good one, Lori. Just go out in nature. Taurus is about the physical world. It's an earth sign. It's nature. Go for a walk. Sit in front of a window and just watch the clouds move. Go play in the rain. Go outside and just smell the air and feel the direction the breeze is going in. Give yourself those couple of moments to listen to what your higher self is saying, your future self is saying. Because most likely, like last week, this was me. I was stuck between the past and the future. I was worried about repeating the same things, and I'm seeing the same patterns showing up, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not going through this again. Like trying to figure it out. And all I needed to do was just be present, which is why I love gardening. And anytime I felt that way, I'd go out and play in the garden. And I swear the plants talk to me. Nature talks to me. Last night, the frog was talking to me through that window. Nature, the universe is speaking to us through nature in these simple, beautiful, subtle ways. And whatever we don't understand, let's say when we see a bird, our higher self is going to tell us. You're going to get this sense of knowing what it is or what the message is. Just go with that. Don't look for the validation if you're right or wrong. Go with what you're feeling, because this is really where we are right now. It's trusting our higher self, inner self, whatever you want to call it. Trusting that and knowing that we chose to come here. And we chose to come here during a biblical time. I mean, I don't even have a word for it, because sometimes it feels so surreal what's going on. And I think, wow, is this really fucking happening? Like, are we really going through this? Like, is this for real? Or is it something that I want to believe to make sense of it? And it's for real. It's real. And because we chose to come here, and this is what I found myself asking myself last week, would I have chosen to come here to put up with this shit? No, none of us did. We all came here to be a part of an ascension, evolution, a transit, whatever you want to name, whatever's going on. We chose to come here for this. So when you find yourself, of course, this week is easier for me to say that than, last Wednesday. But this was the conclusion I came to. Ask yourself, is there more? Is there more to the reason I'm here? Or is this it? Or is this what I'm going to do? Worry about bullshit. Even though we needed to survive, we really don't. Because the more I become self-sustainable, the more I realize it is an illusion to depend on someone other than you or some party of people to take care of you. You have everything you need. You have everything you need. Nature supplies us with everything. Look at the birds. Courtney says about the birds. Look at the bird. You think they worry like, oh my God, a fucking hurricane's coming. We need to hunker down the nest. Or what if all the worms die? What if it doesn't, right? Like they sing. They fly, they sing, and they take each moment as it comes. And all the other animals do the same thing. We stress about shit that happened 10 years ago, 100 years ago, and what may happen based on what we know in this moment, not trusting that miracles happen, things shift, it takes one moment to change your entire world, right? Just one moment, one experience, one incident, one person can change your entire world. Just because you can't see it in this moment doesn't mean the future is going to be what you think it's going to be based on where you are right now. I hope that made sense, because I feel like I'm babbling. But this is like really, because I know I wasn't the only one going through this or going through it. We all are. We all are. It's really finding our truth. It's finding why the fuck we came here. Why are we here? We're here to serve a purpose. How can I contribute to the greater good? And you want to know how? Your experience. How you've overcome everything in your life is your purpose. Because those lessons, that experience will help someone get through their own shit. And that's all we're supposed to be doing. Okay, good. And actually, me and Marianne, we've been talking about this. Like, sometimes we'll question the channeled messages from Gabriel. Like, how do we know he's really who he says he is? Or how do we know we could believe? You don't. Either it feels right or it doesn't. If it feels right, trust it. If it doesn't, don't. I mean, it really is that simple. Hey, Judy. So this is a very pivotal time for us. Because shit's going to hit the fan. By the time this summer is over, we're going to be in a very different place. Globally, collectively, personally, we're going to be in a different place. Shit is hitting the fan because you can see shit is hitting the fan. The truth is trickling out. And those of you who have been following the circles for a couple of years, for the past 2 years, I kept saying, the truth is coming out. And the truths first started with our truths. Then the people that are in our lives' truths. Now it's collective truths. So all this is shifting, all this is changing because something better is coming. And we need to be in alignment with what we really want. If you feel deep inside, humanity shouldn't suffer to the extreme that they suffer. Yes, there's lessons, but you don't have to suffer for lessons. You know, humanity has been really enslaved and stuck in like fear and anger. And that's really not who we are because it doesn't feel right to us. So if that happiness, true freedom, bliss, peace, whatever it is that you're searching for, you have to align with it. Because right now, that's why we're getting these major solar storms and solar flares, and the planets are doing all kinds of crazy shit. We're feeling it physically. So there are days I wake up and I feel like I'm achy, like I'm sick for a few hours, and then it's gone. Some of you may be experiencing, like, I notice a lot of people have been complaining about either their legs or their lower back. And that really symbolizes our foundation, our stability. So if you're not feeling stable in your life right now, you might have some physical pains from your hips down because your body's responding to your thoughts. So what can we do, right? This is my question. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, what are we supposed to think about? No, don't. It really is don't. Okay, Courtney's been drained. Tasha's back was bothering me. Okay, so we are conditioned to believe if you take a nap during the day or if you're tired, you're fucking lazy. That's not true. Your body needs to recuperate. Your body needs to rest. Listen to your body. If you have to spend the whole day in bed vegging, that doesn't make you anything other than human. Healing this physical vessel that we're in. Because if we don't take care of it, shit's going to happen. We need to take care of it. A lot of people have been tired. And I know a lot of people I've been talking to feel guilty about being tired, feel like they're not doing enough. And if you feel like you're not doing enough, that's just your mind messing with you. You're doing, maybe, what if we are all here just to meditate? What if that's all we need to do? What if the only job we have is to sit and meditate and connect to our higher self and the collective energy and reason? And that's all we're supposed to do. Would you be okay just doing that? Then just do it. I know a lot of people that literally quit their jobs and became some kind of a coach or whatever it is that they do, and they just meditate all day. There's nothing wrong with that, because we need those people that are willing to meditate all day and raise the vibration of the collective. That's their job. So your job is to do what makes you feel happy. If you like gardening, maybe you're one of the people that are going to help others become, teach them sustainable living. That, okay, I'll teach you how to garden basic needs or whatever it is, where you don't have to go to the grocery store. You're growing it in your yard. Maybe that's your job. Yeah, Lori, I can see that about you, because especially if you're an empath and you're a sensitive, you feel like you always have to be doing something, fixing everyone. And the most important person we're supposed to be not necessarily fixing, but healing is ourselves. And we're always at the bottom of the list. And right now, where you are is the outcome of neglecting yourself. That's really what it comes down to. You're feeling tired. You haven't listened to your body in a long time. It just wants to rest. If you're feeling drained, same thing. Shelly Greenwich. Shelly, I have so many different witch titles, but yes, I love my herbs. I love my plants. I love going outside in my garden, picking whatever it is that I want and cooking it. There's something so, like, I grew these plants from a seed, a tiny seed, and I watched them bloom. And within 3-4 months, they're giving me fruits and vegetables. There is nothing more rewarding than that. And that is the love of nature giving back to you. Not only is it the beauty and joy of growing it and seeing the results, but it's nourishing you. So whenever you feel you need to be more, you need to do more, you need more of something to make you feel valid, just to be valid in this world, just remember that. Plants, trees, wild animals, they don't need validation. Even the bug that you want to kill that's flying around your house, it doesn't need validation to exist. That's a human thing. And this is where we're coming out of. We're coming out of that. So bottom line, be kind to yourself and listen to your higher self, because this is just a transition. This is not permanent. The feeling that you may be feeling, whether it's consistently or on and off, is very temporary. It's purging. That's all it is. It wants to be acknowledged so you can really find that happiness within yourself. So there was one question my guides gave me to ask myself when I'm in my, shit show. And it's to, my ear's ringing so loud right now. It's to ask, whatever your reaction, good or bad, what do I really need? What do I need right now? And just stop and don't look outside of you. Don't say, I need this person to pay attention. I need the kids to clean the house. No. What do you really need? And that's how we get to know what we really want, what really makes us happy. Only you're going to give you that shit. No one outside of you is going to give you anything. It's always, always within us. And then the other question that I was given during the meditation is ask who is guiding you. When you ask the question, what do I need right now? Or what direction should I go in? Or whatever it is, always ask who is guiding you. And sometimes it may take a few times before you get answers like, oh, it's my higher self, it's an angel, it's a past loved one, whatever it is. Be kind to yourself. You are just connecting to something very important part of you that has been disconnected. And it's been disconnected on purpose. So just keep asking. whatever you want to ask the other person, whatever you want from another person, ask yourself. And the more you have those conversations with yourself, the freer you become, the more balanced you feel. Even when you're having like a shitty week, because actually it was 2 days. And then for the weekend, I put up a new hydroponic system and I was in my garden and my body was crying yesterday and this morning because I used muscles I didn't even know existed, but I know they exist now because I feel them. But still, it was rewarding. It gave me not just a way to connect to nature, but to really connect to the abundance in the universe when everything around us is trying to make us see scarcity. It's just not true. So one, get out of the scarcity mindset. Go outside, look at the grass, look at the trees, feel the breeze, the air. There is abundance of everything you need. And everyone's idea of abundance is different. With all the money that's passing through like our government, we could literally, everyone on the planet could be a millionaire easily. So there's more than enough, way more than enough. Okay, so addictions may increase right now because the more we want to run away, the more we're going to seek immediate pleasure through something. So addiction is, and just notice, an addiction doesn't necessarily mean to be drugs or alcohol. It could be chocolate, maybe craving more chocolate. These are little indications that you're trying to escape by some kind of immediate pleasure rather than allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. So that's another aspect to look at that's going to show up a lot. And most important message from them is that never forget we are moving on to bigger and better things. Everything we've visualized, everything we truly desire in our heart, whether we're aware of it or not, is materializing right now. It's just got to do what it's got to do first. It's like you don't know what you have until you lose it kind of theory. Not that I'm saying we're going to lose anything, but look at the lockdown. People got to appreciate their home, their space. If they didn't like the energy of their space, they were stuck in it, or the people that they lived with. So these are like those little, maybe not so subtle, but it's whatever we need. However we need the intensity to be, the universe will give us that intensity. Major wake-up call. So, and remember, we're still in Mercury retrograde till I almost want to say June 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. Especially this retrograde, is a good time to start things, not finalize, start. Because retrogrades are like reevaluate, revisit, restructure, reorganize. Like it's like right now we have permission to fuck up because it's Mercury. Oh, I tried that, but I did it during Mercury. So, oh, okay. And everybody will be understanding about it because they know Mercury's a little fucker, right? So now is a good time to start something you've been putting off because you got to perfect it, right? Start it. Yeah, you're not gonna perfect it. You're not even gonna be close. But you're gonna learn so much from it by giving yourself permission to fuck it up. I mean, blame Mercury. This is a good time to start something and give yourself permission to screw it up. That's it. I wouldn't finalize anything, even if it started before the retrograde, then it doesn't matter. But if you found a house and you put a contract on the house now within the retrograde, expect there to be some changes. Remember, revisit, reevaluate. So it's restructure. Expect mistakes. And that's okay. So this is a good time to go out and do something. So I forgot to burn I have, what do I have? Oh, patchouli with, eucalyptus. There you go. And eucalyptus is really good to spark creativity, kind of like push you, motivate you. So now it's going to smother me to death with the smoke. Okay. So I want to thank everyone who sends their wonderful donations to me, gifts. I especially want to thank all my patrons. I love you guys. I hope you all downloaded your journal. And if you did a ritual for the new moon to bring new moon stuff in Patreon, we made little spell jars. And this particular one is for, I think it's money or wealth. Wealth. I think we did the wealth. So tonight, what we do with our jars is bury it in the front of the house. Now, if you can't bury it in the front of your house, then put it in the window or in an area by your front door, because remember, you want to bring it in. So these will be getting buried tonight. My daughter's going to bury her bay leaf. So if you want to participate, you didn't do it for the new moon, you could still do it. Get a bay leaf, write what you want to either release or bring in, because the full moon is the most powerful energy. And the eclipse energy will be for at least a month, okay? And this full moon energy will last at least a week. So it's more intense. It's a super moon. So you didn't miss anything if you do it tonight or even tomorrow. But you could write what you want, a wish, or what you want to release. And you can go outside under the moonlight and burn it and send it to the universe, because I like doing that. My neighbors freak out. So I think it's awesome. Wait till they see me burying. Or you could write it on a piece of paper if you don't have a bay leaf. You can set any intention you want tonight. And what I would recommend, if you don't have any of those things, use water, because Scorpio is water. Get a glass of water, hold it, and make sure it's glass, not plastic. Hold the water like between your two hands and talk to the water. Send your wishes, your desire to it. And just pour it out by your front door, always in the front when you want to bring something in, always in the back of the house or the back of your space when you want to release and get rid of. So that's something fun to do for the new moon. Now, I really need to make a list of shit that I'm supposed to say, because in my brain, I'll remember. Like all the seeds I planted. Things are sprouting, and everybody's like, what's this? And I'm like, I don't remember. We'll see when it starts to bloom something. So if you remember what I was supposed to say, if there was something that we were supposed to cover, please let me know, because it's Mercury. Okay, so if you are new to the circles, welcome. I'm going to show you 3 cards. Each card represents a deck. Pick the deck that you're drawn to, even though all the decks are going to resonate with each other, and maybe some aspect of it will resonate with you. If you are returning, my tribe, I love you guys. Thank you. I look forward to these circles. These circles really, I've been doing them for 7 years now, and I don't know. They're just so special to me. And even though we can't, well, you can see me, I can't see you guys, I can still feel your energy. I can feel you guys. I know it sounds crazy, but I can. And that's the other thing that we're becoming, more sensitive. That's a big one too, more sensitive. So tonight's reading is based on good cheer, and it's the number 25, and organization, which is the number 42. So what's interesting is that we have organization, and the retrograde is reorganizing. So even though it feels like a cluster shit show, it's actually falling into place. So remember that. Thankfully, nothing lasts forever. Everything Everything in the universe has a cycle, just like the seasons. So when you find yourself in that, like, just remember, it's only a phase. So good share. And I do feel like, and this butterfly here is standing out, or she's like a little fairy with the wings right there. I do feel like, for the most part, the most challenging aspects that we had to deal with, we've experienced already. Like, I don't feel like, other than like what happens with like globally, you know, like the people running things, that is going to have drastic changes. There you go, Tasha. Yeah, see, 25 stood out to me too because it's my birthday. But personally, the hardest truths that you had to, or realizations that you had to become aware about yourself, already surfaced. Now, how you're dealing with it, if you're choosing to ignore it or whatever, it's there. There's like no surprises. I'm waiting to see how, I don't know, usually the circles, I used to have many surprising experiences setting shit on fire and blowing shit up, and I feel like I'm going to fall off this chair. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens with the chair. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, it's not that you have to deal with everything head on, but don't ignore it. You know, and like last night, I had a chocolate sundae. I didn't want to deal with whatever was coming up. I dealt with a lot of shit. So I treated myself to ice cream and I emotionally ate it. I know I'm going to deal with it. I just didn't want to deal with it yesterday. If it shows up today, and gradually it's been showing up throughout the day, but I didn't emotionally eat because I know it. I'm well aware of what I need to address. And I know maybe that's the whole point that they're trying to communicate with me, is that we are all well aware of the work we need to do. Just do it in your pace, but do it. Otherwise, the universe comes and kicks your ass. And when it does that, it's very, very uncomfortable. So tonight's cards, I have this deck. It's the Goddess deck by Doreen Virtue. And I ordered a new one because I lost the first one, and they gave me these little like miniature cards. And normally these cards are supposed to be big. So deck number 1 is Matt. I think that's how you say it, M-A-A-T, Matt. So if you're drawn to this card, you are deck number 1. Deck number 2, I know a lot of people are going to pick, because I know you guys, Isis. Isis is deck number 2. And of course, deck number 3 has to be Sarasvati. Oh God, Sarasvati. I mean, come on, Tatty, how am I supposed to say this? Sarasvati. Of course, number 2. I already know how many people are picking Isis. When I started, I was like, oh, Isis. Okay, so deck number 1. Come on, focus. You don't want to? Great. Deck number 2. Oh, great. It's not focused. Oh, maybe because my head's in the way. Oh, I don't know. And deck number 3. Oh, she focused. Okay, so it looks like everybody picked their decks. I'm going to have a sip of water because, oh, I thought you said 183. I was like, what the hell is 183? It was the end. Get glasses, Ann. Okay, so if you pick, let me move these because I'm dealing with, and I'm sorry, guys. I know the lighting here sucks, but I'm kind of like limited right now to how I can do the videos. Not that I had perfect lighting before, but I know this is annoying because my glasses, the light's right there. But I know you guys don't care what I look like. You just want to know the cards. So if you chose this, you are deck number 1. And okay, I'm going to write down 3955. So I can timestamp it rather than sit there and listening to the video. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so we're doing deck number 1. Okay, what's interesting is I know some of you have been seeing eagles. And I'm just curious if you are one of those people that have been seeing eagles, if you chose deck number 1, because the spirit animal for deck number 1 is the eagle. It's mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's releasing whatever the hell we're holding on to. And your wisdom is your experience. And it inspires the world. So, I don't know. I'm feeling like deck number 1. You're kind of like not... I feel like everyone is on the right path. I do not feel like anyone's like, oh, you know, you should be doing something else. I do not feel that. But I do feel that deck number 1, if you're not 100% clear, you're getting there, if that makes sense. Okay, so hawks. Oh, hawk. All right. Maybe I confused the hawks and the eagles. It's a big bird. Okay, so your chakra cards. Solar plexus, and heart. So, remember the eagle said to let go of past and soar? Look, childhood stuff. The solar plexus is confidence, your power, motivation. Maybe if you're feeling unmotivated, it's because of some past, wrong card, the child's, some past, I don't want to say trauma. Remember, when I say trauma could be simple. It was still traumatic enough to create a belief about it. So something you experienced in your childhood created this belief that you don't deserve it, or you're not good enough for it. You know, you're good, but not that good. So it's kind of like something, I can like feel it and I can't put it into words, and it's so annoying. It's like you were shut down about something. Either you were excited to do something and you were telling everyone, and you just got shot down, and you felt so bad about yourself or so insecure that you kind of created this belief, and this is what's showing up now. I hope that makes sense. And then you have the passion. So because you were shut down with something you were passionate about, something that brought you joy, something that you wanted, you learned not to follow that. Like if that joy and that excitement shows up, like, no, shut it down. It's not going to work. So I feel like that's what deck number 1 is going through right now. And I also feel there's a lot of anxiety. Like, not nauseous, maybe an upset stomach, something with your stomach. There's a lot of, like, you carry a lot of anxiety, obviously, in your solar plexus, but I feel like it's either a nervous stomach or something happens. Like, maybe going to the bathroom type issues, like maybe colitis or something like that. There's something that physically you're experiencing based on this belief. So once you address this belief, not only are you going to heal your physical body, but you're also going to heal your mental and emotional process attached to it, which opens up the spiritual aspect of, this is what brings me joy. This is what I want to do. I can see clearly. So, is that what just came to your mind, Cynthia? Because that's like interesting that you said that. That's just interesting based on this card. So let's read the goddess. The situation will be handled in the situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. I couldn't, like, the way the letters are so small. They should know that people like me can't see shit even with the glasses on. So this is fairness. This feels like something with court. Like maybe a separation, some kind of divorce, separation, some kind of legal stuff is I'm feeling. Like you're afraid to stand up for yourself. And I feel like if you are going through a divorce or some kind of separation, that your partner reflects the very same qualities or characteristics that you created this belief on. Like maybe they reflected either a parent or someone, a family member that said these things to you and you created this belief. This person has those same qualities as the person. So I feel like it's really in your face. There's also guilt. I feel like with the choices you're feeling guilty, like selfish. And it's not selfish to care for yourself, but because you have this belief, you believe that you're selfish. And not that I'm saying everyone in deck number 2 is going through a divorce or separation. That's just what this particular thing felt like. It could be that maybe you're already separated or divorced and you have joint custody, and then all of a sudden they come up and they're like messing with you, and something with legal system. That's what that feels like. Something with the legal system. And it's as if you are, look here. I was going to say you are afraid. You have heartache and loss, trapped in fear, and suffering in silence. So this is you just like shut up and do what you're told, because that's what you've always done. But this new version of you standing up for yourself is emerging, and it's more powerful than the shut up version, but you're feeling guilty about standing up for yourself. And I hope that makes sense, because the outcome is the wisdom and the light. Remember, you have wisdom like 3 times already in this reading with the eagle. And there was something else that there was, I guess not. Okay, just once. The eagle with the wisdom. So you do have definitely divine guidance, however you want to. Okay, Jean Marie. So whatever the divine guidance, whether it's your higher self, a loved one, spirit animal, whatever it is, you are aware of this guidance, this type of communication. But you're not getting the messages that you want, like, what should I do? You already know what you need to do. So they're kind of, it's not that they're not answering you or they're not listening. They're kind of supporting you in standing in your power, if that makes sense. In the end, you're making the choice. You're taking the action. If you feel guilty about whatever it is, address it. What do I feel guilty about? Like, why do I feel guilty? Well, because blah, blah, blah. I know consciously, you know it's not true, but the little version of you still believes it's true. And you need to remind them that, remember, you're talking to your past self. Let them know it's fine. It's okay. You did it that one time and it got you this far, but you don't need to behave this way, block it, or even believe this shit anymore, because we know better. So I feel like maybe having that type of conversation with your inner child rather than dig for what's wrong, like let it emerge and address it. Just address it. Don't judge it. Don't create a story. Just don't even justify it, because that's not going to change anything. Just acknowledge it, because something intense is shifting for you. Okay, so you have shock of the new. So this is your new version. You have collaborative dreaming. I also feel like you're coming into a relationship. Conscious connections. Okay, so even though maybe you're not really thinking of relationship, because you have a new romantic cycle begins also. So come on, there you go. Nah. Even though you may not be thinking of relationships right now because you have all this stuff that you're dealing with, and you're aware of patterns, so you don't want to continue the same pattern. However, there is a lot about you that changed. So shock of the new. We're going to start with this one, right? Shock of the new. There is a new version of you that has emerged. Maybe you don't see it because you're so caught up in this inner child stuff. And you don't see how much you've progressed, how much you've grown, how much you've evolved. If you look at these two cards, to me, it's like a reflection, right? This one and this one. So this, I feel like, is you becoming aware, like this one, for instance. Past, present, future, right? There's like three, and then on the bottom is the reflection. Like the future, you can't see the future self. You can see the past, you can see the present. The future one, you can't see, and you're okay with that. And then you see how this part's black and white, and then this goes into color. This is you coming into this powerful version of you. It just feels like it's powerful. So you're coming into a powerful version of you, and actually you're already there. It's really you recognizing this, and that's when this romantic cycle takes place. Right now, maybe you're not seeing it or recognizing it. If you did meet this person already, you're not seeing the potential of it because you're still trying to identify these versions. And then all of a sudden, something's going to shift, because that's where all that wisdom stuff is coming. Your commitment is being tested, and your dreams need a practical plan. So this one's got your commitment is being tested. This has Mercury written all over it. So it's not necessarily that I feel like someone from your past is going to come slithering back in, but the fear of your past relationships may be highlighted with this new person. And that's where the fear is coming from. It's not that they actually are. It's that you already fear it, so you're creating it. And it's really to show you that you've grown, you've shifted, you've changed. Let's put it this way. You're not going to make the same mistakes you have in the past, because this final lesson was intense enough for you to become aware of, whether it's patterns, beliefs, whatever it is. You're well aware of, I always end up with this same shit. I'm not doing this shit no more. once you became aware of that, you immediately shifted into this new version. So that old version is gone. So the two cards that came up was the Tower and the Moon. Now, Tower doesn't mean your life is going to go to shit. Tower just means unexpected changes. The Moon is your shadows. It's really what Scorpio is representing, that those deep aspects of yourself that you hide. Right, G. Marie? Nothing changes if not. But you also have to acknowledge how much you've changed. So if you keep saying nothing changes if nothing changes, but you also got to understand, like, you've changed. So something's changed. But yeah, a lot of people want to, the insanity aspect. They want to keep doing the same thing over and over and not change anything, and then hopefully get a different result. So with the Tower and the Moon, I feel like you're coming into, okay, for one, collectively, I feel like there are massive changes going on that's going to affect us personally on a collective scale. So I don't feel like anyone getting the Tower or anything, at least in this reading, I don't feel like something is happening to you personally, but more collectively it's happening. And it's probably the change we're all waiting for. Like, for instance, if you feel like the way I feel inside does not reflect the outside. And I was listening to Feel Good Life. He was saying this yesterday. He did like a live yesterday or the day before. Love him. Try listening to him. I love his like messages and his channels. Feel Good Life. If you want, I can send you the link or I can post it in the description here. And he says that a lot of us are feeling that the inside doesn't match the outside. Like, for instance, if inside I feel like I'm at peace for the most part, especially when I'm out in my garden, but the world around me, like my world, does not look the way I feel inside. And I think it's because this Tower moment has to happen collectively. And then how we feel inside our outside world will be a reflection of how we feel. So it's like the universe is giving us a chance to fix how we feel, address how we feel, straighten out, align what we want to feel, because the outside world is going to shift and become that reflection. Yes, I am. Oh, I've been feeling that. I really felt like April was gonna be something massive, and I was kind of surprised that it wasn't. But I also think time frames are way off. Like, for all I know, it could be May or June. But everyone feels something big is happening, and it doesn't necessarily mean the way the Tower would be in, like, oh, everything's going good in my life and then I'm gonna lose my job and lose my house, and like that's a Tower moment. Personally, that's not what I feel with this. I feel that collectively something it's already falling apart, and by next year, the beginning of next year, our world is going to be very, very different. Look how quickly things we're already in May, and we're only in May. And look how much transpired since the beginning of the year. And now things are speeding up even faster. So just imagine what's coming through. Okay, so your Tower moment, this unexpected, not necessarily shift, but maybe you're a little too attached to the way things will unfold because you're seeing a pattern. But remember, the pattern you're recognizing is the patterns of your past that don't exist anymore. So you're going to be surprised that it's not going to unfold that way, and it may throw you off. So your angel messages, there's something better. And this is what you really have to remember. If not what you want, something better. So it's definitely coming to you the fastest, easiest way for your highest and greatest good. However, you have no clue how it's going to happen. So try to detach. You have look for a sign, remain positive, and meditation brings answers. So this is definitely like deck number 1, definitely connecting with nature, giving yourself those moments to hear your higher / future self reveal to you what you need to do in this moment. It's not going to give you what you need to do next week. So don't even ask. I've tried. I never get those answers. It will only tell you, any message you receive is what you can do right now in this moment. And that's it. It's not going to tell you how it's going to unfold in the future. It's not going to give you any of that. Right now, this is what you deal with, or this is what you do, or this, maybe you get a nudge to make a phone call, whatever it is. It's really important for deck number 1 to, and whatever meditation means to you. I don't want to say meditate. It could be a walk. It could be journaling. Whatever makes you feel connected, do more of that. Because that is really important right now. Because without a doubt, you have some form of communication coming to you. And if you're not hearing it or listening to it, you're missing out on a lot. So basically, it's time to be quiet and listen and trust the information that you receive and take action based on that, because it's definitely bringing you to something bigger and better than you can imagine. And you have Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, which technically the moon went into Sagittarius now. It's not even in Scorpio. But the lunar eclipse in Scorpio is still that energy. So Sagittarius, and make up a balance. And the number 4 and the number 9 are the 2 significant numbers to you. So it could be 4 and 9. It could be 9 plus 4 is 13, which comes back to 4. So those number combinations somehow have significant meaning to you. If not yet, be aware of it, because those numbers have specific meaning to you. Like when you see the number, what you're thinking about, or you'll have this sense of knowing, and the validation is going to be in the numbers. So remember that. I also feel like within the next 2 months, what month are we in? May, June, July. Come July, August, or give or take a month, because time frames aren't working out. At some point during the summer, this major transformation will be completed. Like you're still in this transformation, so be gentle with yourself. You may not see the entire outcome for another 2 to 3 months. And you're definitely going to be surprised by it. So overall, I feel like deck number 1's message is to address whatever inner childhood beliefs, feelings that are showing up. The Sagittarius card says find new meaning. I'm sorry, Shell. Find a new meaning. So, oh, my card's away. I was going to see like if this Sagittarius card means anything, but to me, it feels like more of a time frame, unless, of course, it resonates with you. I still feel like, because this deck, I asked for what needs to be validated or what numbers are going to be significant. So my intention when I did these two cards was more of a validation for you, deck number 1 peoples. So yeah, I'm not, because then if you wanted to get into deeper meaning with the Sagittarius, I'd have to go find. Oh, you're a Sag. Like I said, we've been in a lot of water energy for the past couple of years, and now we're moving into the feisty fire energy. So I feel like the combination of the Scorpio eclipse, which is the water emotion and deep suppressed things, and going into the Sagittarius energy is giving us that boost that we need. So, because it's a collective reading, it could mean that this fire energy coming through is giving you the motivation and that like nudge, especially with deck number 1, because you have the solar plexus, you know, second guessing yourself. That's exactly what you're going to need. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so that was deck number 1. I hope that resonated with you. This is deck number 2, and I know a lot of my little witches picked deck number 2. Why not? Because it's Isis. And of course, it would be all about intuition. So first, we're going to start with your animal card. So we have Isis, which in this case is past life. The situation involves your past life memories. So whatever's coming up, it's not necessarily from this lifetime. It could be past life stuff too, especially if you're dreaming. I just feel like for some of you, you've been dreaming these weird dreams a lot lately. I feel like they're past life memories, but like pieces of it. So just journal that. You're welcome, G. Marie and Judy. Journal what you dream of, because I feel like there's like little pieces to a puzzle of past lives that's showing up. Your spirit animal is dragonfly, which represents magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. So you got the dragonfly, you got like the little lotus there. So definitely stepping into your magic for sure. Deck number 2, I would, whether you are a magical practitioner or not, deck number 2, I think I said 1, I'm so screwed up. I would definitely do some kind of magical ritual. A magic could be anything that you want. It's really setting your intention. So have fun with setting your intention. Make it a little ceremony or a ritual, even if it's a bath. But embrace your magic, because I feel like that's what deck number 2 main message is, to like find that magical aspect within yourself. So of course you have 3 chakra cards. You have surprise, surprise, 2 of the third eye chakra, throat chakra. This card loves to come out, and the solar plexus. So first I'm going to, okay, so look at these 2 cards. You have the mind and you have seeing. Seeing is your intuition. It's this knowing, it's this clarity. And then the mind is you overthinking a lot of stuff, overanalyzing. So you literally are fighting your intuition with logic. And I feel like every circle, one of the decks represents this energy. Whereas one of the decks is that you're trying to overanalyze, make sense of a spiritual aspect that doesn't make sense. And now I just had a hard time swallowing, and that comes to your throat chakra. So I feel like your message right now, your main message is to be quiet. It's really to be quiet. It's to, I almost feel like I want to say shut your mind up, and like, because it just came so intense, that feeling, like just shut your mind up. Really just shut your mind up, because even though this is sound, you're creating noise. You're too busy in your mind. You're creating noise and you're not paying attention to what's coming through. Okay, good. Then shut your mind up. Definitely. And then when it came back to the journaling, write your little heart out. Journal whatever is in your mind so you can clear it out, and give same meditation aspect applies. Give yourself that space to just be quiet. Don't think. Your mind's going to have thoughts. Just don't feed the thoughts. Just let them pass. You can't stop your mind from thinking, but you can stop it from attaching to the thinking that creates more of that same thinking. Just let it kind of flow. Maybe certain music, whether it's singing bowls or binaural beats or something where you focus on a beat, and you just bring your attention back to the beat. As soon as you find yourself wandering, oh my God, I need to do this, bring yourself back to the beat. Or the singing bowl, just kind of that note that, when they spin it around, it has that like note that just drags. Just make your attention focus on that note, and during that note, you're not thinking because you're focusing on the note, and thoughts are coming through, but you're not paying attention because you're focused on the note, on the sound. So I feel like either you're listening to music, or maybe you need to start listening to music, especially before you go to sleep. You got to give your mind a break, because I feel so much pressure, like right here. You're giving me a headache. How's that? Which I get it. I get it. Believe me. And it almost feels like air energy. So if you're an air sign, a Libra, a Gemini, Aquarius, even more, because air is the mind. So if you're an air sign, any of those three signs, it's even more caught up in the head, more caught up in the analytical, logical aspect of the mind. Have fun. This one feels like creativity, even though there's like a lot of anxiety, which no shit, you're thinking about all kinds of shit. Of course you're going to have anxiety. You're thinking about stuff that doesn't even exist. Maybe it did. It doesn't exist right now. And the future, well, you don't know. So you can't say that you know. 33 is another number that's coming to my attention that may be significant to you. 33, or if you had 3 and 3 is 6, but something with 33 is a significant number for you. Now back to the anxiety. This also is, I feel like in this case, even though the sacral chakra is creativity, I feel like you need to be more creative. Dance, sing, color, draw, do fun stuff. I feel like you're taking shits too serious. This feels like it's just too serious energy, and you're not having fun with, especially when shit goes down. Like my friend Marianne and I, when shit hits the fan, we will sit there and joke about it and laugh, because it's so ridiculous sometimes, the shit that happens that aggravates us. But you have to laugh about it, because one, by the time you're done laughing, it doesn't even exist anymore and it's done. So try not to take things so seriously. It's interesting that you have communicate clearly. Your angel messages, I don't know, they just made me pull these out. Communicate clearly, which goes back to the throat chakra. Here's what I feel may be an issue, where it says helpful people and then you have no. So I feel like you have trust issues when it comes to trusting other people to help you through certain things or to help you with certain things. You're not meant to do it by yourself, and the trust issues are coming from something else. So I would ask why you have these trust issues. And of course, it's going to be, oh, this experience, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but it's not the same experience and it's not the same person. So what is it about that experience that you're still holding on to, that you have issues when it comes to delegating someone else to do something? I feel like you overwhelm yourself, especially if you have a family, like you have kids and you're doing everything yourself and it's pissing you off and no one's coming to your rescue because they don't know that you're so pissed off and you're overwhelmed. Delegate. You have to tell them. No one's going to read your mind. No one cares about your piss face or pissy attitude in the end. That's not how they're going to say, oh, maybe she's doing too much shit. Nope. That's not going to happen. You would think it's common sense, but common sense isn't so common. So don't be afraid to communicate when you're overwhelmed, when you need someone else to do something. And don't just say, oh, do whatever. Give them specific things to do so you can alleviate a lot of the pressure on you right now. You have peaceful resolution, which is kind of like what I felt like I just said, delegating to people, telling them exactly what you need, whether it's your family, co-workers, friends, whatever it is. You need to start spreading shit out because you're definitely overwhelmed and you're going to snap. I feel like if you haven't yet, you're going to snap. So listen to your intuition. Goes back to these two cards. See, when you shut your mind up, you can hear what your intuition is telling you. And it's definitely not telling you to worry about all the shit that you're worried about right now because it's non-existent. It doesn't exist. Sometimes you really can't make this shit up. Is this two cards on? Okay, free from judgment, free to love. So there goes back to that solar plexus, judgment, judging yourself. Free from judgment, free to love. Free to do the things that you want to do because they make you happy, not because you're guilted into it. You're not guilted. You guilted yourself into it. And you can love yourself out of it by, okay. So this is the like feeling is coming up. When you do something for someone and it's coming from your heart, you feel good, right? It makes you feel good. It makes you feel needed or fulfilled, but there's that fine line with the needed. You have to give other people the same opportunity to do something for you so they can feel good. No one's going to feel good by watching you overwhelm yourself, making everyone else feel good. Like, just be mindful of that whole concept because that's why nobody understands you're overwhelmed. Got it? So communicate it. Inner trust, going back to your intuition and your crazy ass mind overanalyzing and overthinking everything. Okay, so you have the Ace of Coins. So this is a new beginning. Oh, sorry. A new beginning for you. And it's so funny because you see him, he's holding up like, I feel like the world. Okay, but he's happy to hold this. So everything that feels good to you is what you can carry. You don't have to carry the weight of everyone else. That's the feeling I got with that. Like he's smiling and he's built enough. He's got huge arms. He's built enough to carry that. There you go. Right? It's not like he's, no. He's carrying what he wants to carry. Now it's blurry because I stuck the card in the camera. So I do feel like you're getting news about something soon. So I don't know if this is a job or something that you applied for, something you've done previously that maybe you didn't receive an answer yet. I feel like it's coming to you. I see the camera's like blurry. It's either that or my eyes have gone completely blurry. You're getting news about something, whether it's I don't feel like it's a promotion. I feel like it's some kind of change. Like either you applied for something and you didn't get an answer at first. Something you've done in the past is coming back to you because you got material harvest. So I feel like you're coming into money. So whether it be work or some kind of rebate about something, or you get money back for something, you're coming into money. And it could be expected or unexpected. And I feel like maybe if you think, oh, I'm getting my tax return, right? Or whatever it is. I don't think it's something like that. I feel like you're going to hear news about it first. And then you can be like, oh shit. And then you're going to receive the money. I also feel like it could be a job with more money. So somehow deck number 2 is coming into money because you have heart chakra and you have firm foundation. So that is the stability you've been building. And in this case, the firm foundation, I feel like has to do with money. So if you've been worried about money or something with money lately, it's easy for me to say, don't worry about it, right? No. You're coming into it. The answer you've been looking for is coming, or the answer you've been waiting for is coming. And it's not going to be the way you thought. It's going to be maybe a surprise. I don't know. You have hold your vision. A new start is coming. Expect a powerful change. Got a whole shitload of cards. It's time to release negativity. You and your loved ones are safe, and nothing will come of the situation. So this one is standing out to me because it's the void, of course, which is interesting because the void, of course, for me, that's when like the moon is transitioning into from one sign to another. It goes like in course, like it's in no sign. So most magical practitioners don't like doing any magical work during that time because it's a time of like stillness, like just we need to wait for the elements or the energy to. So I feel like this is where you are now. You need to chill out. You really need to chill out and just let everything unfold. You and your loved ones are safe. Whatever it is that your crazy mind, and I say this with love, your crazy mind is telling you, it's just not true. It's telling you based on past experiences, and what you are doing right now, a new start is coming, is a new experience. This isn't anything you've ever experienced before. So don't even try to figure it out. And hold your vision. So there is definitely, because the vision goes back to these 2 cards. There is definitely some kind of visualization you've been focusing on, some kind of whatever it is. Maybe you're visualizing your goals, your desires. Maybe you don't want to do a vision board or anything like that. You're doing it in your mind. Hold on to that. Don't alter the vision to fit what you think is going on. Stay in the extreme big version of it because something is changing very, very soon for you. Here's the number 3 again. So 3 is significant. And then the number 5. 3 is significant. It says it will work out soon, and you decide for yourself. So within, and one is 3 days, one is 5 days. I feel like within the next week, you will be notified, or you will have a clear indication where this money is coming from. So if you've been waiting on a new job, you will hear within a week. If you have no idea what I'm talking about and think I'm crazy, then let me know next week if you find out that you're coming into money. That usually happens. It happens a lot. Okay, so deck number 2, I hope that resonated with you. And now we're moving to deck number 3. Of course, the goddess I cannot pronounce. Hang on. Sarasvati, the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So, you got a lot of cards here. Okay, so let's go to the animal card. Lizard, regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happened, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. So this is you literally recreating yourself. So, and it says to express yourself through creative and activities. I feel like this is a physical change. Maybe you've been thinking about getting your hair cut, changing your hair color, makeup, clothes, something about your image that is related to the way you feel about yourself may have been on your mind lately. So it's something different. And because it's the regeneration, this is like you recreating yourself. Think of Madonna in the 80s. Every time you saw that bitch, she is always different. She had different hair, different clothes. She's all over the place. She was a master at reinventing herself. So I feel like that's what deck number 3 is doing. You're reinventing yourself. Your chakras, emotional balance, personal boundaries, and insights. So I feel like either you had an emotional breakdown recently or you feel it's coming on. I feel like you're ready to seriously purge something. And maybe that's where the regeneration card comes in. I feel like you've been holding on to a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to expressing how you really feel. Like the other deck, I feel like you're afraid to, or maybe you feel bad or guilty about saying no. Maybe people bully you into doing stuff for them. They make you feel bad and they know you're going to break down and do it. I feel like this is coming to a head. And I feel the best thing. Honestly, I really love breakdowns. I do. I don't mean you're going to end up like institutionalized. You know what I'm saying. You have a day to a week of just like crying and like hating everyone and fuck the world. And then when it's all over, you feel free. You feel lighter. You feel better. So this is a much needed activity for you right now. Not that I'm saying, force yourself into it, but if you feel it coming on, stop swallowing it. Stop preventing it. Because I feel like there are many times you just want to have a breakdown. You just want to cry, but like you're around people and you stop it and like you snap yourself out of it and you keep swallowing it. Don't do that anymore. Just allow yourself to like be a mess. Because if you don't, it's going to happen anyway. And it's going to be even more intense. So just allow yourself, whatever it is, whether it's a show you're watching, a movie, a commercial, whatever it is that triggers it, just go with it. Stop stopping yourself from releasing this because it definitely needs to be released. Because one, you are reinventing yourself. There is a new version of you. Maybe that's where this new image of you comes in. Like after this purge, you're going to feel like, you know what? I think I want to be a hippie. And you embrace the hippie, what is it called? That whole image, like whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you're going to feel like, you know what? Dressing this way, looking this way, acting this way makes me feel good. So that's like what you're going to do. Your inside is going to match the version that people see. So, I mean, that's exciting. What's coming of this? You're going to learn. You already know you're going to stand in your power when it comes to creating boundaries. Maybe right now with the boundaries, you feel guilty. Once this purge happens, you're going to feel so free. I feel like a big weight off my chest. So I feel like so far every deck had anxiety. But deck number 3 is not just in the stomach area, it's the chest area. So maybe you feel like you can't breathe, or maybe you get shortness of breath. You just carry like a heaviness here. And that's really the difference between the other 2 decks and this one. But that's because you're swallowing everything. Like, where is it going? It's going down. So you're keeping it here in your heart chakra. Just let it go. The other gift to come from this is that your psychic gifts are going to like magnify, whether it's dreaming, visions, that sense of knowing, seeing things, whatever it is that your gift is it's amplified. It's going to be, you're going to be on fire psychically. Let's put it that way. So let's see what other. You have a lot of cups cards. So 2 of cups, 3 of cups, king of cups. So if you are not in a relationship, I'm shocked. Let's put it that way. There is definitely someone in your life, and if you're not aware of them, it's because you're not wanting to see it. I don't even know how you wouldn't know that there is this person that interests you and that is interested in you. You're aware of it. I don't know how you wouldn't notice this. But if you are, that's fine. Maybe the breakdown is what's going to clear the shit out. And then you can be like, oh shit. Because definitely there is a transformation. If you are already in a relationship, there is some kind of transformation going on within the relationship that's going to bring you to another level, a new level. It's like you guys are transforming together. If you're not in a relationship, I'm shocked, but you will be very, very soon. Very soon. And I also feel like when it comes to business, something is paying off, some kind of work, whether it's you own your own business or it has to do with work and you did something. Maybe you're going to get like a bonus from it, or if you own your own business, something you've been working on is going to take off. Like something that you think wasn't working suddenly begins to work. I hope that makes sense. You have the universe card. So you're definitely on the right path, coming into everything that you've been focusing on, everything you've been, I almost feel like you've been fighting for it. Stand your ground. Prosperity begins. And root chakra. This is you feeling supported, feeling secure and stable within yourself. Not because someone on the outside is making you feel this way. You already feel this way. As you should, Tasha. I mean, you picked deck number 3, right? I'm going to assume that you did based on that. So there is definitely something transpiring in your marriage. I'm sure you've both been through a lot and you both have been transforming. So you hung in there in the worst times. Well, now the good times are coming. And there is definitely a balance coming in. prosperity begins. This goes back to whether it's business or a job. Like, I feel like with work, if it has to do with work, it's more like a bonus or reward for something, financial reward. Maybe it's a raise, but I feel like it's a lump sum of money. Wow, I just realized the other deck was getting money too, because I almost feel like I said someone was getting money. If it has to do with business, if you own a business or you're starting a business, or you've slowly been starting a business and you've been working on something that maybe you thought was not working, is going to take off. Like, it was all in the timing. Yeah, Tasha, you always have root chakra. But the good news is you've, whatever you've been doing, you've created that stability. So that stability now is coming from you and not from an outside source. Look, you got the romance card. There's definitely love in deck number 3. There is perfect timing. Opportunity. In the near future. And here's recovery. So this is your breakdown. Recovery. Yeah, and with the opportunity, it's not just because love and career are this, to me, feels like the same energy. But I feel like in this particular reading, it's both. It's like getting the romance, love, and the money. It's not one or the other. It's actually, deck number 3 feels like it's both. It is both. And you have Pandora's gift. And she feels, she knows. So these 2 cards feel like, going back to your intuitive, your psychic gifts, something's amplifying. Pandora's gift to me feels like, to me, this card feels like, as an empath, most people see it as a curse, right? You feel, you don't want to feel people's shit, blah, 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 but it's a gift. So it's how you're using that gift. So that's what I feel like you're coming into. You're learning how to use your gift because you've experienced the downside of it, and now you're learning the value, the gift within the gift. Oh, thank you, Tasha. And she feels, she knows. I feel like that's just your sensitivity increasing. You're becoming more sensitive, but this is a good thing. Because there's something about your abilities that is based upon your sensitivity. And if you're blocking that sensitivity to a certain degree, you're literally blocking parts of your gifts. You got the number 711. So maybe you're starting a 711. I'm only kidding. 711 are significant numbers to you. Listen to your friends, and then you have the Libra energy, which is enjoy your time. Libra is an air sign as well. In this case, I don't know if any of you work with Kateri, Saint Kateri. I think that's her name. She's like the saint of the wind. I feel like something with the wind. Listen to the wind, feel the wind. Something with you working with the wind is significant. Oh, that's cool, Tasha. Facebook is paying you for reels? That's cool. I didn't even know they did that shit. The reel is like the thing I did with the frog yesterday, right? I want to get paid for my frog. See, that's awesome that this is okay. So then that might be the thing that takes off. You're doing it for business. If you are, something is going to take off. Listen to your friends. So the listen to the friends is the one that, and look, if you look at the 11 here, there's the number 2, right? So to me, especially when it comes to love, 11 well, 2 is partnerships. 2 is romantic endeavors. 11 is supposedly the twin flame number. So if you are in a twin flame, no way, Lori. No way. Something working with the way that is damn. Sometimes, it's not even me. I'm not even going to say because it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with how spirit is communicating with me. And I love when I feel that connection. That's awesome. That is so cool. That's amazing. Universe never ceases to amaze me. So, I forgot to write down the other decks. I started with number 1 and then I didn't write down the decks. Okay, so let's see what your angel messages are. A fiery climax approaches. This is the breakdown. I just feel it. This thing, and I almost want to say enjoy it as you go through it, but just remind yourself, no matter how bad it feels, that this is the beginning of something amazing. It's time to take action. Goes back to the business thing. The end of a tough cycle approaches and the energy is gaining momentum. So whatever it is that you've been working on is speeding up and it's moving quickly. It's moving forward. It's definitely to your advantage. Definitely to your advantage. Whatever it is, don't give up. And this goes for no matter what deck you pick, guys. Don't give up. No, everything comes to an end. We have a bigger purpose to be here, and it's really not for bullshit. So at least try to remind yourself when you're having like one of those challenging moments or days, and just connect with your tribe. The moon. Yeah, I wanted to do I'm gonna see if there is a way for me to do. I did it a couple of times, the circles outside. I like being outside doing it. I want to see if there's a way I can do it and have like the moon outside. Like, I'm gonna see. I haven't seen the moon yet because yesterday when I finally had the energy to get off the couch, it started raining. So I didn't see the moon. It was cloudy, and I did not see it yet today. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tasha. Oh, that makes sense. You're welcome, Shelly. I love you too. Guys, go make your moon water. I have yet to make my moon water. And if you did anything for the new moon, burn it, bury it, put it out back into the universe tonight to send that energy out there so it could come back to you within the next, well, in this case, because it's an eclipse, month or so. Thank you guys for joining me. Have an amazing night. I love you all. I know I was going to do meditation, then this video gets way too long. I don't want to say I will do it tomorrow. So I'm going to surprise you guys because the other day I went to do a live video and everything was black. Like the screen was black. There was no audio. And it just wouldn't work. So I was like, and that was last week when I was in that like zone. I had like one good day, and that it was Tuesday actually. That was the beginning of the end. That's what triggered my breakdown. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not doing nothing no more. So I have every intention to do a meditation. I've been saying it, I know. Well, ask Mercury to like work with us because I'm grateful that it worked tonight. But I do want to do meditation, so be sure that you subscribe. This way you'll be notified when I am live, because posting it on Facebook and everything else, sometimes it doesn't go through fast enough. I rather do things spontaneously because I feel like that's when you're guided and you have the most support of the universe. I love you too, Tasha. Thank you, all of you. Have an amazing full moon. I send you an abundance of love, light, abundance, blessings, wealth, happiness, love, everything you want. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you for running out of Michael's. I know that's hard because, Michael's is a good store. And I know you were like taking your time. I appreciate that you left, dumped your kids in bed, and came and joined me. And I know it sounds horrible me saying that, but Bernadette is a great mom. And I'm just overemphasizing what she did. Thank you. I hope these resonated with all of you. I'm going to timestamp them now. Have a great night, and I will see you soon. Good night, guys.